Monster Hunter Wilds is at Gamescom with a playable demo, and they've also been doing daily dev live streams. Of course, what you can expect from this is new gameplay features and elements being unveiled. We're going to go through the live stream footage, picking out all the new features I've noticed, so that those of us not at Gamescom like myself can continue hating life. I'm Lighted Up Dan. The sort of content I love to produce aims to reduce the overwhelm and unknown of the Monster Hunter games. I recently analyzed all of the weapon overviews and even gave them an arbitrary ranking, if that's something you want to check out after. Very quickly, a massive thank you to all of you who have really turned up and gotten us to around 80% of unsubscribed viewers on the channel, with the majority of you returning. If you enjoy the videos, do subscribe. I'm aiming for 50%, and with that said, let's jump in. The starting gear we've seen in various trailers and promotional material is called the Hope Set. This includes the leather tree of weapons we've been seeing. Skills are returning now, with weapons having them too, rebranded to equipment skills. It's said that certain weapons even have unique skills specifically attached to them. Notice there's no charm or talisman slot, but that could just be for the demo. Armor is no longer gender locked, so if you want to be a scantily clad male or a heavily plated up female, you can. There are group skills available on armor sets, acting as armor set bonuses, which can cross over between different monsters and armor types, belonging to a broader umbrella of group skills, such as a flying wyvern armor group skill. There's an interim base camp setup right there in the world, rather than going to and from a base village. As well as being manually controlled, Sacred can also auto-steer to a monster. Attacking a monster will begin a quest for it, and if you take that quest beforehand, the timer does not start until you initiate the fight. The sneak attack is a specific prompt, which plays a special animation and deals bonus damage. It can be done with the Ghillie Mantle, which will consume it upon use, instantly putting it on cooldown. Supply items are delivered and restocked in the field automatically as you're taking quests, which are delivered directly to your Sacred's item pouch. You can then move these to your own. The monster AI and behavior is so unpredictable and complex that it even surprised the devs playing it on this specific build. We've of course got a brand new UI, and take a look at that HP stamina and sharpness. So clean. The item bar can be compact for a clean UI or expanded for more precision. It's going to be difficult not using the expanded view without memorizing exactly where all of your items are placed. I, for one, am going to be using the more expanded one so I can see what's coming up next. You'll notice coins are dropping that can be picked up with a hook slinger. We're not too sure what these coins are at this stage, but we do know that shinies are being removed. More on that later. So maybe this is some sort of replacement for those shinies. There are so many new slinger ammos, including large pods like large dung pods, or an AoE poop blast. These are going to be really important for spreading up packs, so you can take down an alpha without having to deal with the other ones. Wedge beetles have made a return for you to Spider-Man across and land super stylish mounts, which has indeed returned with additional options. You can now do a weak attack, a strong attack, or a special attack with any weapon during a mount. You'll also notice that the UI for the mount minigame has changed, seemingly with a focus on the icon at the bottom. The materials gained from breaking wounds and destroying parts are instantly given to you. No longer scouring for shinies whilst the monster's beating on your ass. Groups of small monsters will attack large monsters, and they'll take advantage of opportunities like topples. If a large monster's weakened enough, the small monsters can win. Tutorial tips appear for many elements of the game, which can be further fine-tuned in the options. Your buffs shown in the UI will have countdowns on them, particularly when they're close to ending. Endemic life and other environmental interactables change during the Sandtide, with more healing items available during the Plenty and more offensive items available during the Inclemency. There's a new luring pod you can fire at a monster, which will grab aggro. You'll see a red line pointed between it and your hunter, much like the Safi or the Behemoth aggro in World. The Vigor Mantle bug is a new endemic life you can grab with your hook slinger to give you a quick heal. The Great Thunder bug is a free environmental shock trap you can use, giving you a nice window to deal some damage on the monster. When playing offline, your SOS flare will instantly call NPC support hunters. Here we see Rosso, Alessa, and Olivia. They have very intelligent AI, like hanging around traps, taking advantage of them, and will work with you rather than hinder you. Many of the parries we've seen during the weapon overviews are based on perfect timed specific attacks, like the Greatsword charged up swing attack. The classic ammo swapping for light bowgun is back, although it seems like it may be more of a focus on using your standard ammos, while occasionally swapping to the more powerful ones in a very limited capacity. Maybe you can't craft up infinite ammo on the fly anymore. Maybe bowgun players are going to have to learn how to play the game. You no longer clip through the corpse of a monster that you've defeated. Now you're able to climb on top of it to do your carve. Once you've beaten a quest, the quest end timer can then be skipped. You don't have to wait around, you can just jump in and start something else up. For weapons happens with a block, perfect guarding at the right time can initiate a power clash, requiring certain circumstances to be met, and likely goes on cooldown after. The damage dealt to monsters by yourself or by other monsters is persistent if you begin a new dynamic quest to go and hunt them. So if Ray Dow just zapped them for 1000 damage, they've got 1000 less HP when you start that quest. That's so cool. The map is 3D, both on the minimap and when you open up the larger one too, which just better conveys everything. A lot of this based on learnings they took from Ancient Forest in-world. Doshiguma has a unique mechanic to it when it enrages. It reopens all of its old wounds, giving you a high-risk, high-reward opportunity to deal more damage. However, it's much stronger during its enrage. The hunter can set up pop-up camps. These will be at set locations and have a danger rating applied to them depending on how close other monsters are. They can and will get attacked. These are your respawn point when you've carted and where SOS NPCs will spawn from. Bow coatings are no longer items that you take out or craft. They regenerate with a bar that fills during your regular attacks, the same way that the special attacks like the tracer arrows are regenerated as well. You can pick back up traps if you misplace them or if it just looks like the monster isn't going to go for it, and then use them again. You can get bleeding pods by interacting with endemic life and hook slingering things like their teeth from them. These pods make it easier for the monster to get wounded. Well, they said bleed during the live stream, but I think they meant wounded. You can manually cook and eat anywhere. You don't need to return back to base camp or to your pop-up camp or anything like that. These can be interrupted by monsters. Whilst you can do it anywhere, if you do it in the middle of a fight, you're going to get smashed. Imagine carting because you're in the middle of whipping up a risotto. The combination of items you use determines which buffs you get, and some of these items can be traded with NPCs or even found out in the world. And the buff is a nice long timer, way more dynamic than the old systems. Quest completion is now a pop-up, it's no longer a paused menu. You could just quickly move on from it, or you can expand it, get further details. Either way, it is not paused, it's happening live. Barrel bombs have made their return, which can be rolled or thrown over to a monster instead of smashed against during a wake-up hit. They might have added this purely for Flash, or maybe striking them actually deals damage to you now. That's just speculation. Maybe they just added it for fun. That's everything I've noted down whilst meticulously going through all of the live streams, which have been so hyped to watch and keep up with. I need to sleep for a week after all of this though. It's too much hype. Was there anything else from the Gamescom dev live streams that you noticed I didn't mention? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. As mentioned at the start, a massive thank you for really turning up and getting us to around 80% of unsubscribed viewers on the channel, with the majority of you returning. If you enjoy the videos, do subscribe. For an inclusive community that hunts together on World, on Rise, across different platforms, come and join the Discord, and I run open sessions during the live streams over on Twitch. I will leave all of these links for you in the description. Oh, and I know how to sign these off now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the Forbidden Lands. Damn, that was sick.